Hey everybody, and you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast, where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm John Yamasato, your host, and joining me today is Mr. Kyle Shimabukuro.
How's it?
And Devon Nekoba.
Howdy.
Before we begin, let me remind our listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the show. There is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast, and of course, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. If you'd like to help the show get more music on the channel, you can go to patreon.com and donate. There you will be more involved with the show and help determine who and what is filmed. I'd like to thank Lehua, who is our newest patron. So thank you, Lehua, for being a patron. And just a little bit of salesman-y thing here. If you subscribe before the end of the year, you will get the 2023 shirt. And then right after that, you'll get the 2024 shirt.
Nice. Good time to subscribe.
It's a good time to subscribe.
Show them the shirt, John.
And we have our 2024 shirt that I'm currently wearing. No one wants a description or something? Just going to sit here in silence?
This thing on the pod, it is a stick figure of a gentleman with a musical instrument leaning against a palm tree or a coconut tree.
Musical instrument, stick figure, palm tree, Hisessions 24.
Yeah. Okay.
2024.
Designed by John Yamasato.
Thank you.
And
I'd say Kyle.
Pretty by Kyle.
That's right. Yeah, Kyle had a lot to do with it as well. Okay. We'd like to thank Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. Another year with Kupu Kupu Landscaping.
Yeah.
Just someone the other day asked me about, I can't remember, but they're going to call Kevin, so that's
He's
good.
probably busy right now. After all that rain, everything just grew.
Well, actually, I wanted to go to lunch with him before the end of the year, but he said he was busy, so he couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Fort Ruger Market, thank you to Fort Ruger Market. We look forward to continuing on with them next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Devon on Kumu 94.7 and then Kyle at highlifeclothing.com. We don't have a specific guest today. Currently sitting in the guest chair is my daughter, Nissa Yamasato.
Nissa is also our editing extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yes, Nissa also does the editing for the channel, so all the sound and stuff you hear is...
So
If there's a mistake, it's all her.
So wait, Nissa, when you're editing, do you have to listen to the entire show?
Yeah.
How many times?
Once.
Do you laugh at any time or enjoy listening to it?
I fell asleep to the podcast.
All the time?
Sometimes. Like, I'll do all the editing for it. Like, since it's the lines, you can see what's loud and what's soft. So then I'll just make what's louder softer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do it for the whole podcast in like 20 minutes. And then I'll just have to listen to the whole podcast and make sure
nothing's...
But you're not listening,
Yeah.
you're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm just making sure nothing's like gonna jump scare me at one point.
Yeah. So I guess it's safe to say that you find nothing that your father says is important or entertaining.
All three of us, dude.
Is that correct?
No, but like...
You have not learned
No.
anything.
It's gotta be
listening
weird
to
to
the
have to
podcast.
listen to your dad talk for 45 minutes to an hour.
No,
No?
not really.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's good, because my kids their ears would bleed if they had to listen to me for like 45 minutes.
Well, I mean, at least your son enjoys Star Wars and things like that with you as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
sort of.
we have some common ground, but I'm still trying to find that one magic thing that Nissa and I are going to be...
Yeah, surfing.
John don't surf.
No, Nissa likes to surf. I can't even make it out to the break. my old man
but
arms...
you appreciate the surfing.
Yeah, but they can't do
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah.
Well, he could, but
Yeah,
he would just have
No,
to.
I
Lisa
appreciate-
pushes John onto a wave, maybe.
Well, Nissa just got done running the marathon.
Yeah,
I saw.
how was
Yeah,
that?
congratulations.
Did you run it or did you walk it?
I ran like till sunrise, and then I was like, it's getting a little hot, and then I just started walking.
You know, that's a tremendous accomplishment for somebody at your age. So congratulations.
I'm gonna do it next year.
All right.
Right on. And you're going to try run the whole thing?
Oh no, I'm gonna walk.
Oh, okay.
How long? What was your time?
10 hours.
Okay.
That's not
It-
bad.
It was funny because Jimmy the Geek,
Yeah.
he was the MC at the finish line.
Yeah.
And then when I posted about it, he wrote to me, he's like, oh my God, I remember your daughter. Because they're like, thank you, everybody. Have a good day. we're done. And then everything turned off, and then they come walking across the finish line like, right after.
It was like as we were crossing
Really?
the finish line,
Yeah.
they were closing. We were like, oh my god, are we gonna run?
Oh, I
but
thought
it
they
was
leave
too
it
late.
open until.
No, they
Yeah.
leave the finish line open, but the show, the
Oh,
music
yeah.
and the emceeing and the calling out the names,
Yeah.
that ended right. So he said, "Oh, I saw these two young girls walk across the finish line right as the."
So did Uncle Jimmy at least congratulate you guys or clap?
No.
He didn't
done.
even know it was them.
His work was
yeah,
done.
yeah, he was going home at that point. So shout out to Jimmy out there. Oh, we should have him on the podcast. He'd be
we
fun, wouldn't
should.
he? Yeah. Anyway, this is our Christmas edition, and so the plan today is that we're gonna. Well, first of all, we'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is our last podcast of the year, and so Kyle made this thing all festive. So thank you, Kyle, for decorating our.
Just
Yeah, I
basically
just-
stole that tree from his
I just
house
grabbed
and
our
plugged
Christmas
it
tree
in.
at home and plugged it in, man.
Yeah.
So all the
Yeah.
presents are sitting
Yeah.
there lonely
Yeah.
with no tree.
Yeah. Remind me to take it home when after
Yeah,
this is over.
So the idea is we're just going to talk story a little bit. We have some of the. So tonight actually happens to be also our company Christmas, the Hisessions Christmas Party.
That's going on upstairs.
That's going on upstairs. So we're going to have some of the crew, some of the members come down and maybe talk some story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Devin may not be able to stay the whole time because he's got other engagements. A lot of Christmas parties going around. You guys have
Yeah.
you have to do a lot. You must
Yeah.
do a lot.
Are you
because you have to-
emceeing or are you just going
No,
there to
no,
eat?
I'm just going.
Oh, good.
I got invited and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, good.
So,
This
Yeah.
is the only Christmas party I got invited to.
well, you don't go out.
Well,
So
I don't,
that would help.
I don't work
If
for
you went
anybody.
out
That's
and you
why.
make everybody
Yeah.
come to your house.
It's true.
So,
I do enjoy Christmas parties.
Yeah.
It's at a good time of the year. Things are kind of winding down, and it's kind of a good time to reflect and on things
Yeah.
that you've done over the year and say Merry Christmas to everybody and have a good time.
What we wanted
Did you
to
say
do
it
this.
like that? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be super festive or
I guess what we wanted to do this podcast was also introduce our audience to the people that work behind the scenes at High Sessions that you might never see on camera.
Yeah.
They're all upstairs right now partying. So during the course of the night, we'll get them down here to introduce themselves and learn a little bit about them and stuff.
Because, that's what you want when you're the person who works behind the scenes, is to be in front of the camera.
Yeah,
which is the
so,
most
you know,
terrifying part of the whole
we
deal.
just gotta get them a
We're
little
gonna
bit-
drag them out in front.
Gotta
and
get
make
them a
you
little
meet
bit
them.
liquored up, have a good
know.
meal, and then bring them down.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we can do like we'll do maybe 20 minutes of us, and then we'll do 10 minutes of different guests.
Yeah. Just
Over the course of the night, and then Devin will be in and out. But what do you have planned for your vacation, Devin?
I don't get vacation, man. I work in radio. You just keep
Right.
working.
Can you come a little bit closer to the?
I said you don't get vacation. You just work. That's basically how radio
So you work a
works.
regular schedule all through the break and everything?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're gonna take vacation, you just go. I think I get Christmas Day off. I get New Year's Day off, and the eves, but that's pretty much it.
I guess that's still not bad.
Because people
Yeah.
are still getting in their cars and still going to work and whatnot. So.
You know, I have my dial set to Kumu 94.7 in the car now, and I listen to you quite a bit. Or your
Thanks.
station quite
Really?
a bit.
Yeah, the station, not necessarily me.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Because you're not even up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
for some reason had a change of attitude and I think I'm gonna listen to the radio for a bit.
Oh, it's like you change the attitude and I guess now I'll listen to Devin.
I know.
No,
It's
no,
only
no.
been like 15 years.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, yeah, the stations are all different too now.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
enjoy his show?
Well, I'm not
He's not
usually
awake
awake
when the
when
show's
Devin
on.
is on
Yeah.
the air, but
Just like
I'm
you.
trying to
Oh.
support Kumu
Yeah,
just
not the
in
view's
general.
awake.
How do
Yeah.
how do they do the ratings for that? Because they can't tell how many.
It's the same way they've always done it. You basically get a booklet in the mail, and they give
Oh.
you like $1 or $5 with the booklet for filling it out.
I
And then
see.
you sit there going, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is who I listen to, and you write down the time
You know-
stuff. Then you sign it, and you send it off.
When we were kids, Kuma was the older channel, right? With
Yeah.
the older station,
Yeah.
and there was Bread and probably like Eagles. Remember Bread? They used to play Bread on the radio back then. I remember sitting in a dentist's office.
The band
listening
That
to-
was,
Bread.
dude, that was pop music then, dude.
What was that?
Bread.
Back then, that was pop music.
Okay, yeah, but where did those music go now? To what station are they playing those at
Now
now?
I'm playing it anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. That's way old.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I just always tell people. I remember when Kumu was the best of the '60s, '70s, and '80s.
Yeah.
Kumu and and then it was
Is she not thinking about Crater?
the best of the '70s, '80s, and now, and then it was the best of the '80s, '90s, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting like as the decades go on, it just changes. And
It's weird when you're walking through longs and now you hear like Hootie and the Blowfish from Matchbox 20.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm hearing,
and then you
yeah.
go, yeah, and then we,
I'm hearing Van
oh,
Halen and
yeah, I
stuff
know.
over things, and I'm like,
It's so
what
strange,
the heck?
man.
Yeah, it's weird.
One day you'll
Nissa has
know.
no idea who any of these artists are.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
One day you'll be an old lady walking through longs,
And,
and
you hear Justin
and then-
Bieber.
and then you hear
or
Taylor
something.
Swift on the speakers, and you'll go, I remember listening to her.
Yeah.
Are you still into BTS or no? Or were you
No,
never
not
into BTS?
really.
No, Paul already.
But
It
what about
was-
Taylor?
I wanted to go to the concert, the Eras tour.
Oh yeah. Well, they're gonna do another run of it in the new year. So
I want
You
her to
stood a
go to
chance.
Japan because then my dad will let me go.
Mm.
what?
What
Why Japan specifically?
I don't know.
is she your favorite artist?
No,
Who's
not
your favorite
really.
artist right now?
I don't really know. It's just like a variety.
Okay.
Good, variety's good.
We had this lead come in through the internet of a guy. He's a producer on the mainland. I won't say his name,
Okay.
but he works with like rappers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then they're thinking of buying a property here in Honolulu. So actually it was Shayna's client, but she was on a trip, so I had to hang out
I
with
thought
him.
you were talking about Hisessions, dude. We're
Oh, no,
gonna
no,
do
no,
an
no, no,
interview
no,
with
this
This
is
guy
a-
who
this is
runs
a-
a rap label. I'm like, what?
This is a real estate thing.
Oh, okay.
Is this dude like we would know if you mentioned his name?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
All right.
But he works with like people. So then I follow him on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Because we met and he's a really nice guy and stuff like that. And then I'm like, Nissa, do you know who Rod Wave is? And she's like, oh my God, blah blah blah, Rod Wave. I have no idea who that is.
Who's that?
But apparently he's a big deal.
He knows a bunch of like big rappers.
No, but who's Rod Wave?
Oh, he's like a rapper.
This
I
is the
don't
kind
know
of
what you want
insights
me
you
to
pay for here,
say.
guys.
I don't know what you want me to say. It seems pretty obvious who Rod Wave is if he's friends with the big producer that produces rapping.
Okay, so what song does Rob Wave sing?
Like he Turks and Caicos. You don't know that song.
How you know I don't know that song?
Do you know that song?
No. How do you know that?
I would assume.
Yeah, so apparently he's a big deal, but that's how out of it I am. What's crazy is there's this YouTube channel, and maybe we'll do this tonight
Okay.
at the party.
Okay.
But it plays every number one hit from 1982.
Oh, I have the playlist.
Yeah, Nissa has the playlist.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
all the way to 2022.
Dude, he's got an essentials area on the playlist of Apple.
Doesn't
Wow.
my dad
Of
have an
iTunes.
essentials?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think so.
Hi, Ari. Are
Hi.
you here to be on the
Oh, hey.
podcast?
You want to sit down?
I'm good.
You can just watch?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how like he's
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
big deal.
a deal. Yeah.
But what's funny is
And he's a big dude, so he's a big deal and
Yeah.
a big dude.
So yeah, there's this thing, and it shows every number one hit for the last 40 years or something like that, and it shows like 6 seconds of every, and it takes an hour to watch the whole thing,
Mhm.
right? But and so you watch it, and it's hard just to watch a little bit. You end up watching the whole 50 minutes, but you're like, okay, I know that song, and everyone's pretty. But man, once it hits like 2018,
You don't know.
that's when
No idea.
my knowledge base just drops.
I think that's where it'll drop off around too.
He
yeah.
has
I'm like,
two albums with Herbota Jr. Did you know that?
Who? That guy Rob?
No, that guy.
Oh, him.
oh yeah, yeah,
I know that.
Really?
Rod.
yeah.
Okay. Take one and take two.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's what we would take to Japan and promote and stuff like
Oh,
Who came up with that
but Nissa,
creative
sorry,
title?
no essentials from your father.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
No essentials.
not
for me.
yet. Anyway.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of the things that I actually was telling people about. So, this year Herb and I went to Japan and Korea,
Mhm.
to play music and whatnot. And it's interesting because nowadays, I don't know what we're going to do in the future, but there's no product to sell.
Mm.
Before you would do an album, you'd print out a bunch of copies, you'd take it with you, and that would be kind of like the extra monies that you'd make besides your performance fees. Because honestly, the performance fee just covers the trip, maybe a little bit more.
Mm.
And then so it was your product that was your like profit that you would bring back to Hawaii or
So
wherever.
so you're looking at something to monetize and like sell.
But yeah, now that we don't have because nobody buys CDs anymore, right?
Like, but I was thinking for promotion's sake, you could get like a little card with a
Code,
QR
yeah.
code on it
Get
to
a code,
download your music.
Sell that.
Yeah,
know?
so that's what Herb is kind of looking into, like, do we do jump drives
Yeah.
or cards or something with a QR
You
code?
should
or,
sell T-shirts,
That's another thing you should sell.
But that's a whole bunch of crap.
and
you
then
gotta
just
carry
put
with you.
like
See, the thing about T-shirts that's hard is that you have to carry multiples of multiple sizes.
Just
You need
ship them.
You need to sell something that doesn't have a size.
Yeah, something that everybody can buy. Like CDs were great, right? Because everyone just
Yeah.
buys a CD. You just
So
have-
like maybe a baseball hat or something, because then you can adjust the size.
Imagine if you knew somebody who was in the clothing business, who you might talk to and help you
Yeah,
figure that
man.
out.
But I mean,
Imagine
how
that.
did
I know.
I wonder
I
if I
wonder
talk to them.
if only we had somebody like that we know.
Only John thought about this.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, how many hats, too, right? You got to carry the hats and all that stuff. So
No,
that's
no,
why
no. I'm not saying necessarily the hat. I'm just
Oh, oh.
saying
Make a sticker
if
or
you knew
something.
somebody who was in the clothing business,
Make a sticker.
who could find something, or a
decal.
sticker or something, you take that with you.
that's true.
Yeah.
It'd be like
something
$2,
simple,
$3.
That's true.
Or even
Yeah.
guitar picks you can just fling out to people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
then he'd be paying money to throw out guitar picks.
But then
or
that's
stuff.
just promoting and marketing. You know?
Yeah. Like a
Um,
cheap trick.
But we want them to make money.
Mm.
Yeah. We need to figure out how to monetize these trips,
Yeah.
because they're
Mm.
long.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to discuss and talk about a little bit is the status
Your son's
of.
getting bored, by the way.
I know you guys
He's
don't
making
have to
his
sit
way all
here.
around the room, like touching everything.
I know.
So you're gonna hear noises
I know,
throughout
this
the podcast.
is what happens
and
when you
they're
have your
all
whole
his
family
son.
here. But okay, so the other thing I wanted to just kind of say, first of all, just thank you to everybody for a great year. This was a fun year for High Sessions. We didn't shoot as much music videos as we normally do. We had a deal with the Four Seasons, and then the year got pretty busy and whatnot. Next year, I believe we're going to be back to our pre-pandemic filming schedule.
That's awesome. What is
Which
that?
is
Like
gonna
once
be-
once a week then?
No, it's going to be once a month, 2 artists a month, but
Hmm.
11 months because we don't shoot in December. So that's 22 artists versus I think we did 11 or 12 artists this year or
And
something like that.
Any new news with that as far as locations and stuff?
No,
like
we don't have any confirmed anything,
Okay.
but it's looking that way that we're going to be shooting every month. So you're going to see a lot more stuff coming out. The podcast, we're still going to be doing 3 podcasts a month. And then we also have a couple of live stream performances. So, I'll be letting everybody know through the podcast and through the emails and stuff when those will be, because if you're in town and you're part of the Patreon family, come
Stop
on
by.
in. You can either sit in a podcast. If we have a live stream, you can sit on that. And then also the shoots at the Four Seasons are kind of fun because you get to see how the show's made. Plus, they feed you. They
do?
provide us dinner.
We
Yeah.
gotta get down
I
there
know,
one day.
we
We
never
never
get
went.
invited
We
to
never got
that thing.
invited to go on a Four Seasons.
Actually, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah. Okay.
If we can, if the 3 of us can impose on one of these things where we're like the host for it, just for that one artist. I don't know if Justin comes back to town or whatever.
Yeah.
and you
What
guys
do you mean?
record one of those.
The regular shoot or the
Yeah, the
live
regular
stream?
shoot, just to have us there, and so that the connective tissue between
Yeah.
the 2 shows actually happens. It doesn't mean we're gonna sit there and do a podcast for like 10
Kevin
minutes.
just wants to
or
eat the
something.
buffet too. That's why.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's that extra.
No, it's
little-
not a buffet. They have
Thomas.
like the chef makes these little meal packets.
That's awesome.
They're
Like
really
a little
good.
bento box for
Yeah, a
everybody?
little bento box for everybody.
Nice.
like sometimes it's steak.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Wait, how come
you
you
went?
had one? What?
How'd you get to go?
I'm on the High Sessions team.
What do you do when you go there?
I take photos for my dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
Hmm? Yeah, she takes the candid photos that we use for the thumbnails for the.
What do you enjoy more, taking pictures or editing the podcast?
Taking pictures.
Okay, good answer. That was quick. That was quick.
But I actually do listen to the podcast.
Oh, you do. What
Like-
have you learned in the last podcast?
Well, I don't learn anything, but
Ouch.
you guys wanted the Polaroid camera for the photos,
Yes.
right? So I gave my dad my Polaroid cameras.
Oh, how come we're not using it then?
I don't know. Maybe someone hasn't.
John's
it
too
on yet.
lazy to put the thing together.
Jesus.
To put the film in the camera
How
and
long,
then take
how long
the
ago did you
picture.
give that Polaroid? Did we miss
Not
like a
that
lot of
long.
like
guests already?
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Dude.
God,
It was
John.
It was from the.
Well, you had COVID, so
Yeah. Oh yeah. How are you feeling?
Good.
So yeah, Kyle and I were both sick. That's why this podcast took a little long to procure.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we wanted to thank a certain Patreon.
Yes.
Ivan?
So, Ivan. Yes.
What?
Shout out to Ivan out there. Thank you, Kyle, because I almost forgot to do
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to do it at the beginning of the podcast, but Ivan every year sends us via mail, and Devon, I have yours for you, a big thing of cookies.
Yeah. Everybody,
Oh.
we all get our own box, and it's
Oh, wow.
amazing cookies. And thank
And
you
it's
so
not
much
even,
for
it's not
thinking
like
of
cheapy
us,
cookies
you know.
too. It's like really like good
It's
cookies. And it's
good.
a variety of cookies, and I eat it every year.
Last night I had some
How
people
many years
over.
have we been getting these cookies?
Like
This is the second year.
God, a couple years already. Last night I had some people over, and then I said, "You guys want to try cookies?" And then Joe Amori, I
Yeah.
was like, "I know these cookies. How'd you guys get this? This is hard. You know, this is really famous cookies." you
Yeah.
know.
You know, I went to your house last night. You never shared with me no
You get your
cookies.
own this one. I never like share with you mine.
Yeah. So thank
Your
you,
own box is
Ivan.
in the living room right over here. You grab it.
Yeah.
It's really
I know,
good.
Your son just went to go get them. I'm worried they're gonna be gone by the time we're done.
No, he's got his own at home. So
I don't think,
but-
I think
but-
you went to get it, right?
You
so
didn't
Ivan,
get
thank
it.
you very much.
Oh yeah.
Thanks,
let's
Ivan.
Grab the cookies.
Grab the
Go
cookies.
the
Let's show that
cookies.
box.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our first.
Wait, I
Yes.
thought we were
Yeah.
gonna talk about like the stadium
Okay.
or something.
So this is the cookies that we got from Ivan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kelly's
okay.
Cookies.
It's really good.
So this is
Super heavy.
Devon's.
Cookies is spelled with a K.
Cookies is spelled with a K. Yep.
Nice observation there.
Okay, thank you. That's my box.
Yeah, that's your box.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why, Devon? You have anything particular that you have a specific?
No,
thought
it's
on?
just I know that there were a whole bunch of things that you guys wanted to discuss, and then both of you got sick, so we didn't talk about any of it during the podcast
don't
because
know.
we didn't have a
It's all
podcast.
old news already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Part of it is old news. For me, it's just we've been moving out of our house because we're going
Oh
to be
yeah,
doing a
'cause you're
renovation
doing
next year.
renovation stuff. Is
Yes.
that the little? But are you even talking about what it is that you're gonna be renovating?
Well, I mean, it's just regular renovation.
Are you
know.
digging an underground bunker like?
Yeah,
Like
so you're
Mark
saying you're
Zuckerberg?
in there, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that.
There we go.
So Mark Zuckerberg is building $1 million bunker on the island of Kauai, digging into the ground, but we don't have the kind of ground to do
no.
a bunker.
It's all sand.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
and eventually you just hit water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not it doesn't take that
Not
far.
eventually. Not
it
eventually.
doesn't take that far.
Within about 5 feet, you're gonna
Yeah.
hit water.
yeah.
So.
So what do you? How do you think he's doing that? You think he's gonna dig into the? I think it's going to be maybe into a mountain or something. Not.
It says underneath his house, right?
I don't know.
I think it. If I'm
It
not mistaken,
probably
I
is
saw
under
the
his house.
bunker underneath his house.
Yeah, but again, you can't.
You're not gonna drill
Yeah.
down.
You're not going to go
hit-
down.
yeah.
You can't go down too far because there's.
But the question is, why is he building a bunker underneath his house?
Oh yeah. Well.
What does he know that we don't know?
Kyle, as usual, thinks there's some.
You know what
sort
I've
of
been doing?
thing.
I'm sorry, man. I've been watching too many Netflix stuff coming out.
Yes,
That's
you
been
have.
scaring the crap out of me
Yes,
lately.
you have.
Yeah.
What-
I just started watching today. This one about. It just went on Netflix today. I forget what it's called. Monsters and Lovers or something like that. Lovers and Monsters.
Okay.
Yeah. And
The
it's
movie?
It's a movie.
Yes.
Yeah. It came out on Netflix.
It's
Love and Monsters.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's an
a-
old movie.
Wait, it just came out on Netflix.
I know,
Oh.
but it's a movie, dude. It's not a documentary.
I know, but it's scary because it could happen.
What?
Yeah, the asteroid and all that. I never finished them yet, though. I'm only halfway now. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that other one with that pretty woman girl, with Julia Roberts.
Pretty Woman Girl.
Oh yeah. That's the one that's brand new, right?
That one is scary.
I don't know much
Dude,
about
what
that
is
movie.
with you watching scary shows?
I don't know. I just been watching
I
it,
thought we
like-
talked about this. You cannot, because
I
then
know.
you scare your wife,
Yeah.
and then you know, you
Yeah.
cannot go sleep, and you're
No, I
lying
can
in
go
your
s-
bed with the covers up around your face.
I can
your
go
eyes all
sleep.
big. And,
Oh, I don't know if you heard it, but one night, maybe 4 nights ago, at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was this humongous
boom.
explosion
Yeah.
Okay.
in the valley. And I don't know where it came from. It was either Ainahan or just...
Well, must not have been where
Hawaii
John
High
lived, because
Girl.
he doesn't look like he
Yeah,
remembers
yeah,
any
The
of
bugger
it.
woke me up, super loud.
Okay.
And I was sleeping, and I heard super loud. And I opened my eyes, and I went, what the heck? China! And then I went back to sleep.
And what? You never found out what it was?
No, nobody knows what it was.
A lot of people were asking. I think
Yeah.
Jimmy had the same question.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
'Cause
He's like,
Jimmy-
anybody hear that? Anybody
Jimmy
hear that
lives in
loud explosion?
Anaheim, that's why, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I don't, to today, nobody knows
But
what
look,
it was.
the two kids are like, I don't know what they're talking about.
I guess you guys didn't hear it on where you guys live. Well, it was so loud. But then, the kind when you hear something that loud and you wake up and you don't know if you're dreaming it or not.
Okay.
Until the next morning when Sherry told me, "Did you hear that thing?" It woke me up, and I was like, "Yeah."
What? Okay, wait. How come the two of you didn't look at each other and go, "Did you hear that?" What
I
was
had
that?
COVID, so she was in the other room.
Oh.
So I was by myself, and I was like, "Boom, China!" I'm back asleep. I had COVID. I went to back asleep.
So
Oh well,
this
I'm
is
dying
your,
anyway.
This is your second time, right?
What, COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what? So was it worse the second time or same?
Congested, coughing, no fever. That was about it. Tired.
Yeah.
Didn't you have it twice too?
No, I've only had
No?
it once.
Oh.
That I know of.
But you know this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he had
your
it.
son had it.
Yeah,
My
you
son
guys
had
had
it
it, yeah.
I haven't had it.
Yeah, Nissa hasn't had
Yeah?
it ever.
Well, we
Oh.
just jinxed you. Sorry.
Congratulations. No,
Yeah.
that thing, when you get this one and you test, that thing comes up fast.
Oh, really?
That line just goes, was so bad, was black. The line
Yeah.
wasn't even red, was just black.
Yeah, but it came up super fast. But then you were fine. I talked to you on the phone. Like, you okay? Yeah.
It was funny because I was in my room and I was like, I'm going to test because I figure I'm sick, but I'm not real sick, but I'm going to test, right? So I put that thing up my nose and I put it in, and then Grant calls me. And I'm talking on the phone with him, and I'm looking at the thing, and then I go, oh shit. And he goes, what? I go, oh shit, I get COVID. I'll call you back later on. And I have the phone ring. And Sherry's outside. And she goes, you have COVID? And I go, yeah. She goes, I have the marathon.
Oh.
And I go, oh. What do you want me to do? How can I help it? I don't know, you know. But she didn't get sick, so she got to run it.
That's good.
What was her time?
3 hours something. Yeah, she
Dang.
ran pretty fast,
But she runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Oh,
runs.
right.
Yeah.
Did you lose any toenails?
No.
Oh, nice.
She has a blister on her toe, but that's about it.
Cause
My wife.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, who, me?
No, not you.
Oh, last
'Cause
time
I
like
also
you're
only
okay,
have
right?
a blister on my toe.
Oh, really?
But it's not actually a blister because it hasn't gotten to the blister point.
Let me see.
I'm wearing
After.
socks.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Underneath the
So,
sock.
so where our house is like little over halfway. I think we're
Yeah.
13 miles by my house.
Yeah.
So we walked down, saw her.
No, you're not. You're like 15 miles.
Oh, 15
I saw
miles?
like.
Yeah,
the-
because by my
Okay.
house, where I live,
Mhm.
is like 10 miles more and you're done.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
That
we're-
sounds like a long way.
Yeah.
yeah,
10 miles more and you're done.
I know. So 15 miles, and then they come by and they're all happy and stuff, and then so.
You see him at the end, it's a different
Yeah,
story.
yeah, they said she drove to Aina, met them there.
Yeah.
She's like, they were kind of like a little bit more tired, and then she went to Kahala Mall, met them over there, and then by then they were like, but at that point you want to get your shirt right. You're like,
Yeah,
almost
you're
there,
butt
right?
committed.
The
That
medal
was-
is super
Yeah.
nice this year, yeah?
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were getting a medal.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kept it open for you guys to give it to me.
No, they were packing it up by the time I made it there.
Oh, yeah?
That would suck.
Yeah, and you gotta go
You
get
do
it mailed
the
to
you
you.
do the thing, and then they're packing everything up, and you go, "Can I get
Yeah.
my stuff?" They're like, "Well,
And they
no,
ran
sorry."
out of malasadas too.
Oh, yeah, by then,
Wow.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
gone.
so-
It's 10 hours in.
Did
I'm
you just
I
get to lick the
couldn't.
sugar in the box then?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
the worst is, I had to go to a meeting or something, and I'm driving home at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you see people still walking,
Yeah.
and it's like, man,
Yeah, because they don't close it, right? You can finish.
they keep going. I think until the last
Yeah.
person
The last
finishes.
person.
person
Wait until the
ends.
last person.
And then they
but
keep coming
but-
around, and
Yeah.
saying like, do you need help? Do you need?
But by that time, it's kind of sketch because Kia Highway is like wide open.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
cars
Oh.
blitzing by, and the guy's just walking on a sidewalk, or girls just walking on a sidewalk, But
yeah.
You should do them, Kyle. When you.
No ways, bro. That's too far. You do it with your dad, and then if you guys gotta use bathroom or whatever, just come to my house on the way. The
Yeah,
10-mile mark.
That's what our
Stretch
house
out.
is for too.
Yeah.
I went to McDonald's during the marathon. And I bought McDonald's, and then I got sick by Holy Trinity.
Oh, you did?
Got sick, like threw up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wait, were you walking and eating, or did you stop at McDonald's to eat?
Oh, I was like, so
That would explain the 10-hour time frame
Yeah.
that it took me to finish the marathon, then.
I was like, I went to McDonald's and I sat down for a little bit, ordered my food, and then I left McDonald's, but I was like, I started eating McDonald's, and then I like left and kept eating, and then I was like walking and eating my McDonald's, and then I threw it away, and then I got sick.
Was
Yeah,
just
it's
stomach
interesting
ache?
because
They took a nap.
Yeah.
Oh.
because they're walking and they seem fine, but
Yeah.
apparently their bodies are getting affected because she couldn't hold down the
They said a
McDonald's.
lot of people were dehydrated and fainting.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is weird because this year was actually kind of nice. It wasn't
Kind of
super
a little
sunny.
bit overcast, yeah.
A lot of people just got really dehydrated and fainted.
Yeah, and I also
Yeah.
fell asleep. Like when you're walking down, you see like the bus stop. I like sat down at a bus stop and I like was like dozing off and I just fell asleep for a little bit.
All right.
Again, hence the 10-hour finish time.
Yeah.
But at least you did finish.
But
though.
you finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good job.
But I think that like I should bring ice cubes or something next time because in the beginning it was like humid. Like it was hot in the beginning and then they only give out the fire hydrant water.
Yeah.
So it's like warm.
What are you gonna? How are you gonna carry ice cubes?
I was like, the fire?
Like no, I think I'll just have my mom meet me somewhere and bring me ice water.
oh.
Or she's gonna have a cooler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Walk with a cooler.
Okay. Thank you, Nissa, for coming on.
Thank
We are going to move to our next guest
Oh,
in a couple
okay.
minutes. So we'll be there, and thank you.
Oh, wow.
everybody,
It's
for,
almost time for
for
that.
tuning in. All right.
Thank you.
And we're back. So we have here co-creator of Hisessions, David Kusumoto. David, thank you for being on the podcast.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
So Dave, last year
Oh.
you brought us the announcement of ChatGPT is going to change the world.
That's
And-
right.
That's
yeah.
right. That was exactly
Yeah,
almost a
that's
year
right.
ago.
And we
look
all
at-
checked it out. And we were like, holy crap. You can write a song about a fat man on a horse.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was timely, yeah.
Yeah.
was.
So my first question is, what
what's
do
the
we have in
next thing?
store for 2024?
Wow.
Well, it's now visual AI.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any big revelations or
You guys heard of quantum computing?
yes?
No.
No, what is that?
I heard that China's beating us on that.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that?
So, like quantum physics made the atom bomb,
Okay.
right? So it did something that TNT couldn't do, right? So the analogy is like apply that to computing processing power.
Mm.
It's just categorically different.
So that's what's coming next year, you think?
I mean, Google has a quantum computer that just solved something that would have taken the current supercomputer, the top supercomputer in the world,
Mm.
a problem that would have taken 47 years, it solved it in like a few seconds.
Damn.
47 years?
Yeah. So that's if you like AI is doing its thing, right?
Yeah.
Quantum computing is the other half.
So if you marry the two things together, that's kind of
It's
spooky.
kind of scary.
Skynet.
It's kind of scary, but it's also kind of exciting, you know?
Yeah.
Whose cap is this?
I don't know. How do we get an extra hat?
I don't know.
Okay, great. Well,
That's a better hat, actually.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah.
See the wool on that?
I don't know. I mean, yes, there is the Skynet version of all of this and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
I think in general, initially it'll be a benefit to everybody. You know, it's going to solve things that maybe were unsolvable, just like take health.
So you think it's not going to create problems? It's going to create
Well-
solutions.
Well, it's whatever it's used for, right? Like AI. But even
Don't hit the
with
table.
like AI, should put felt on this thing.
I thought of that. I've thought of everything, but anyway.
So I heard one doctor scientist say like, see, if we had quantum computing, right, they could sequence like proteins and genes,
Mm-hmm.
and they can like cure diseases because
Well, that's what CRISPR's doing right now, too, right?
well, CRISPR manipulates,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
if you have a computer that can process and analyze all the gene expressions and all the stuff, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just the amount of variables is so great
Mm.
that if you had a computer that can process it, you can I guess, solve diseases.
Yeah, I mean, just think about like, there's probably some trends of like what you eat or what you do or whatever that leads to certain diseases, but it's so like hard to see in the data that we can't see it, but maybe a supercomputer could look at all the data and go like, oh, if you do these things, this leads to that or whatever.
Well, I wonder if you would have the capability of creating a like the next coronavirus solution, like the next shot, with it, instead of doing all the research and all the time it takes to. I wonder if you can spit it out in 40 seconds an answer to help.
Maybe.
So we're going to get rid of all the scientists. We're just going to need computers. So what does a quantum computer have in it? Is it a specific kind of chip that they made? Is it like they put 20 computers together in a room and they all think in one
You can look
thing?
it up. It doesn't look like anything you've ever seen. It looks like something from a science fiction movie. So it has to exist in a cold enclosure at a temperature called near zero. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rehashing.
That's fine.
I've
That's
seen.
fine.
Okay.
Hey, man, it worked with the AI thing. So
You know
just keep
way
going.
more than
So
us.
if you,
know more than us.
if you think about the coldest temperature you could ever achieve, it's close to the lowest temperature that is humanly possible to achieve.
Okay.
They call it near zero, and the computer exists in that.
Okay.
And it uses like subatomic particles to like they're called qubits, and then it processes things like in a quantum like exponentially.
But I mean, is it
different
the size of a house? Is it the size of this table? Is it like from what you've read?
I don't know, but you can, like, if you search Google for Google's one, it's like looks like a huge chandelier. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't look like a box. It looks like pipes and like.
Who's allowed to run that?
What? They exist. Like there's a medical company that's launching one and about to use it. So it's around.
There's this YouTuber. His name is Mr. Who's the Boss. Have you heard of him? He's like a Marquise Brownlee, but he just like reviews tech and stuff and whatnot. And he was like, "Oh, I spent $30,000 on the newest tech thing that I could find and I was watching it the other day because it was a new video. Wasn't that exciting? There's like this robot that's on 2 wheels that's it's got all these gyros in it and stuff, so it doesn't fall over, and it can move stuff, and you can actually sit on it and ride around. And then there was a hologram like thing that you could get in. It's like an AI that talks to you, but it's a hologram.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that recently with a concert, and performers.
Well, so did you hear Kiss played their last show
Yes, ever. Supposedly.
But they
So the next
sold
one.
their rights to the hologram company that did ABBA. So apparently ABBA sold their likeness to this hologram company, and there's a weekly ABBA show somewhere, and it's making a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
And you can't tell it's not humans.
Yeah.
And now Kiss has done that too.
Is it a back screen, or is it literally just shot down and then
I don't
hologram?
know. I think holographic. I don't think it's on a screen.
Yeah, so it looks like
I think
a
it
person.
exists in like 3D space.
Wow.
So Kyle, it says a quantum computer is a computer that makes use of the quantum states of subatomic particles to store information.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So there you go. That doesn't even sound like something real, that you'd be able to put it on subatomic particles and make it do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I how do you
And along with that, my phone says, get a little help from AI with your next big idea.
Yeah, have you guys been using AI though? Like I don't have anything that I really use it for.
I've been using it to just see what the future holds in graphic design.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And
so you can terrify
and
yourself.
have a heart attack.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Oh, I was telling Dave that
Damn.
Yeah, see?
Jesus, it looks like a
wow,
chandelier.
yeah, that looks pretty amazing.
That looks like something that's just gonna suck up the earth.
It looks like it's out of the Matrix or something.
Yeah.
That's all the bodies
Yeah.
stored inside upside down in it. So the little babies in there, plugging them
Oh,
in.
that looks insane.
I saw. What about generative AI? Have you heard of that?
No.
Mm-mm.
So I saw a couple. These were for Apple. They're on like CNBC or something. They're talking about their new generative, where they're talking about it. But they have a device that you clip onto. It's supposed to replace your phone.
Okay.
So your phone has
yeah.
apps.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay. So this thing,
I've actually seen this.
you talk to it, and it can talk to you in a way that only you can hear. And then
Is that the one by Apple?
it knows gestures. No. And so the guy did a demo where he asked a question and he just like looked at his hand and it like projected the
answer on to say
information on his hand.
What?
That guy used to work for one of the like either Microsoft or something, and then he went.
Well, they both work for Apple.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
they
one
work for
they're
Apple.
connected with Apple somehow. And
I
they-
see.
But
they-
what
they
I don't
serve them
understand
stuff.
it, but what they said is you don't download an app. You tell AI what you need it to do, and it'll generate the app on the fly to do what you need it to do.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's different. That's a different level.
So
yeah.
it's anyway.
Well, what really is looking kind of cool are those
Because
Ray-Bans.
Huh?
Like,
they look light now. They don't look
yeah.
as bulky.
So you know there was Google Glass and
Mhm.
all these things, but Ray-Ban has now come out with a user interface camera, but they look like Ray-Bans, but it has a camera on the has camera so you can see things with the artificial intelligence.
Well, it's like an overlay.
Yeah,
thing.
and then you can record with the camera, and it just shows what you're looking at and stuff like that. That actually just looks pretty
I
cool.
sent you guys that link with Lex Friedman and Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
They're in the metaverse interviewing each other, and it's on film,
Yeah.
and it's super. I think I sent you that link when I first saw it.
Okay.
It's unreal because you're looking at those two guys talking, but it's not really those two guys talking.
Yeah, so they have the big goggles on and they're looking at each other, and in their mind they're looking at each other, but it's just the AI representation of their face.
Because Mark got Lex to get scanned.
Yeah.
So his facial features and everything.
I don't know if I want to get
Does
scanned.
it look real?
It
looks pretty
You can't
real.
tell the difference.
Yeah. You can, but it looks yeah.
you can tell
CGI.
it's digitized.
Yeah.
but,
Well, anyway, thank you, Dave,
Wow,
for
we went
stopping
really
by.
deep dive on the
this
geeky
is
stuff. Okay, shoot.
Wait, before we end it, how was your year?
It was great. Let's see what happened on the high session side.
Hisessions was pretty mellow this year.
Yeah.
I think, but we have a lot of stuff coming up next year.
Oh, like.
Can you talk about that thing?
Well, possibly just shooting more. And,
Oh
just
yeah.
work on- We just bought some live streaming equipment.
Yes.
Mm.
We're gonna do more. You know, like how we did Maui.
Mm-hmm.
More of those.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Vividly.
You still never catch up sleep, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
But it was for a really good cause. So.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Well, it
more
didn't
guy-
show.
a
It
guy
didn't
like
show
this
at all.
And guy like, oh no, dude. People were telling me all afterwards. They're like, bruh. He even called me. Kyle even called me. He goes, bruh, you fading, huh? I was like, what? He goes, I can tell, bruh, you fading. I was like, thanks.
It was a good year overall.
Yeah.
And as you know, my wife started working with a famous realtor in Hawaii, and
Yeah.
it was very positive.
That's good.
Very good year.
Yeah.
Very good year. Well, thanks, Dave. Merry Christmas.
All
Happy
right.
New Year. We will see you
I will
next
tag
year.
in Asa.
Okay. We'll be right back in a few minutes. And we're back. And now we have a couple new guests. We have Nick Kawakami here.
Thank you. Hi.
He's going to be
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
talking into Devon's mic. And we have Lono, who is our sound man at our high session shoots. Hello, Lono. Thank you.
Hello.
So, okay. So the idea was, Devon had to leave. So we are a good portion into the party now.
Yep.
Kyle, I have the good time.
Oh yeah. Eat a lot of food.
We had from
This little pig.
this little piggy,
Tomo Turner.
Toma Turner. Yes, he brought his smoked meat, and we had sliders and smoked meat and
Any relation to Tina?
Super. Oh no.
no relation to Tina Turner. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
That would have added a little spice to the party.
Yeah. But I wanted Lono here because he is so. Everyone's met Darren because he's been on the podcast before. They've met Vance because he's been on the podcast before. But Lono is one of the guys who, at the shoots,
Right.
gets the recording. Like he puts music to tape.
Yes.
Tape.
And-
How old are you?
I know. Or whatever, digital or hard drive or whatever you want to say.
Okay.
So it's okay. So how long have you been sound manning?
30 years.
30 years.
Yes.
So when you started, it was tape then.
Yes, it was tape. It was actually reel to reel when they started to record.
Yeah.
And
But now like we have our digital board.
now
goes-
you go to Pro Tools or USB.
Yep.
So how was the transition for you when you had to learn the new technology and all that stuff?
Well, it was easier.
Really?
Yeah.
But was it easier for you to catch on and learn, or did you resist in the beginning?
No, basically, I did the live side.
Okay.
So when it became digital, the format was easier to record. You could track everything to a small USB stick now.
Mm.
Yeah, so the technology has helped the recording side too.
Yeah, and the speakers are not as heavy too, right?
Yes,
Everything
everything
that's
is
smaller,
smaller,
yeah.
compact, a lot more wattage.
I remember in the photography days, a lot of photographers was resisting going over to digital at one time, right?
Yeah.
And then the technology took over where you had to take it on, and in order to
Yes, because
Still do.
nobody would basically process the old film.
Yeah, so I would assume it would be the same for the recording side
Yes,
too.
yes,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Nick is too young.
Yeah, 30 years ago I was born.
But I wasn't there for reel to reel, but I was there for what's called ADATs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the first Pure Heart album we recorded on ADATs, which is something digital, something tape, and it's basically tape. So you would, if you made a mistake, they'd have to rewind the tape. You'd hear the, and then you'd have to.
And they'll cue you in
Is that
on
like
that.
a 4-track?
Well, each tape could hold up to 8 tracks,
So
and
it's,
so
it's like a 4-track, but 8.
yeah,
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then once you exceeded,
That makes sense, right?
Well,
I remember 4-track. That's why.
once you exceeded 8 tracks, you had to get another system,
Mm-hmm.
which would be your next 8 tracks. So it's like a VHS player. It looked like a VHS tape.
Yeah.
And then you'd have it just looked like a stack of VHS. So if you're doing like an orchestra, 32 or 64 tracks or something like that, you'd have to have like a whole set of these machines. And that's how you would record.
Okay.
Back in the
And
day.
then when you got a good tape, did you go, hey, that sounded good?
No.
Because it's called ADAT.
That we
I get it. Yeah.
we weren't into puns back then. No, yeah, but I just remember everything being so heavy.
Yes.
And that's why I just stopped gigging, because I was like, I don't want to carry the sound system anymore. But now, well, we got guys like Lono, first of all, that do sound, that have met. But a little bit lighter, huh?
Way lighter.
Wait, there wasn't a point when you're in Pure Heart that you actually were big enough to get a roadie to come and bring in stuff and set up equipment?
No.
You just
No.
brought in all your own
There
stuff?
were
Yeah.
days at Pure Heart where you guys brought your own sound?
They
The
used
whole
to bring
time.
their own sound.
Wow.
The whole-
I am
In fact,
Yeah.
I think it was John's dad would carry all the speakers.
Yeah.
I remember your father setting up the sound back in the
My
day.
friends would, so, I mean, no shade to Lopaka and Jake, because I don't know what they were thinking, but I personally didn't like carrying speakers and stuff, so I would have my own roadie, because everyone would have to participate in carrying speakers and stuff, but I would just pay my friends to come, like, out of my portion of my gig money, to come and help carry, and then I'd just stand there like a prima donna.
What a diva.
Yeah. It was just too much, after
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Because, it was years of just carrying that stuff. But now, and then you'd have to bring amps to power the speakers and stuff like that.
Amps,
And
cables.
everything.
And now it's just a Duracell kind of battery thing on the side. you
Well,
can run,
yeah,
right?
some of them are powered, so the amps are built into the speakers, and it's smaller, and the wattage are like stupid crazy. Like one speaker could be 2,000 watts.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's a 12-inch speaker.
Yeah.
And is it battery up charged the night
No,
before? or-
it's regular 110.
So you still got to find a
Yeah,
plug
the
then.
power, but it's a lot easier than carrying the cables, the amps, and all that extra stuff that goes along with that. EQs and racks of
Racks,
stuff.
Yeah,
Racks.
every effect that you'd have,
very effective.
you'd have a rack. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
the rack
I
of
remember,
just effects.
so that was like very beginning of our days. We
Yeah.
still had the huge JBL stupid things on a stand. We had to carry stands separate for
Yeah.
it.
So even with no DNA, you guys had to bring in your own stuff and carry it in?
That luckily we were like right at like we invested super early on in these Bose sticks.
Yeah.
So it was just
Yeah.
basically a bass and like two speakers that was just stacked small speakers. And for us, that was like because it was a big back then. It was like thousands of dollars for that thing. But we like since my dad was already an experienced musician, he didn't want to lug around JBLs as much as possible.
Yeah. But I'm telling you that I remember Martin Denny when he was still alive was at one of our gigs once, and then he was like, "Oh, whose sound system is that?" It's like, "Oh, that's ours." And he told my dad, he like not congratulated him, but he's like, "Oh, that's really good you did this for these boys because they need that to like get out there and do gigs, like you can't if you don't have a sound system, you can't take a lot of gigs, right?"
Yeah.
So my dad always felt real proud of that he helped us, by buying the sound system. But even like I tell people, if you practice, you should practice through the sound system because playing through a sound system is very different than playing acoustically in your living room. It feels different.
Yeah.
How you use the mic to go loud and soft is different. So we would always practice plugged in.
Yeah. It
And,
makes a difference.
It does.
And then that way you know what your sound should be when you go out there and do live gigs. So that helps a lot.
Well, it helps if you have a good sound guy too, who makes sure that you sound how you're supposed to sound. 'Cause
So Lona, before you're in a company called Precision Sounds, right?
Yes.
That just went around the island and set up all these concerts and gigs everywhere.
Yeah, we did quite a few venues. We did some concerts.
Who's your most like? Wow, I did sound for this guy.
I don't actually have a favorite.
But no,
but they were great too. But basically, the client would call us because the artists like Raiatea or Manoa DNA would tell them, "Oh, we use Precision Sound to do our audio," and it makes a difference. Knowing who's doing your audio. And you're not stressing out before the gig, like, "Oh, who's doing sound for us tonight?" So
getting to know the artist is actually helpful in your business.
Yes, getting to know the artist, getting to know what they prefer in their monitors and their mains. So a lot of it is knowing how comfortable they are.
Yeah,
and it makes it way more easier to mix.
But in all of your experience, though, then how does Hisessions on like a because studio set, you're doing a new artist every single time. You're not doing the same people every time. So how does that compare to, say, any other normal live gig that you're doing? Is there any different thing that you're going in there with the mindset of when you come to a Hisession shoot versus?
No, just making sure that they're comfortable to begin with before the shoot. Getting what they want in the monitors, and then everything else will flow from there.
Yeah.
Getting them comfortable is the best thing to do.
Is there any
on the audio side?
Is there a particular artist that you can remember that had a certain type of setup that's completely unique from everybody else?
Ooh.
Who's the artist that you didn't like doing sound for?
Well, actually, never had a bad experience. Just trying to make sure you get along with them.
Yeah.
And then you don't get a bad vibe from the artist. Yeah. So, but I think the most unique one was, who did we do?
I gotta imagine probably the hardest part for Hisessions for Lono is hot, and he carrying all the speakers. Hot outside.
No, but I scaled down my stuff too. So when we
true.
go into Hisessions, I bring what we need, and if there's something that we need that day, I usually carry backup stuff in my van. So in case the guys go, "Oh, we need one more monitor," okay, I'll be right back.
For a Hisessions shoot, though, is the setup different because it's not only a live concert that you're trying to capture, but you're recording that live concert
might be less,
future.
just because you're not actually amplifying to a crowd.
Yeah, because we don't really use mains, so it's only monitors. So
okay, so when you guys are playing at the Four Seasons and setup, you guys aren't using amplifiers to project out. It's not like watching a concert for everybody else. It's all internal.
All internal.
Oh, I never knew
So
that.
basically,
internal-ish.
you just got a monitor for them to hear.
Oh.
And then if we have guests that day, then we'll set up a speaker so
Yeah.
the guests can hear.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So we will track, like maybe Henry's one. We use 16 tracks that day.
All on Lopaka.
All on
All on
Henry. Each string had a track.
Yeah.
So who was it? In fact, Lopaka and who was drumming that? Wendell. Wendell was
Wendell.
drumming.
Yeah.
Wendell was
Yeah.
drumming
Wendell,
that day.
That's right. That's why it's yeah.
But yeah, that was like I'm like stressing out. Like, okay, we got just enough channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought there was an audience when you guys were recording that.
No.
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 This sometimes is a small one.
But
Yeah.
if our patrons come out, then we have a little bit of an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, Lono, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're
we're gonna
welcome.
get other people. We're gonna grab people from upstairs and quick
Oh, yeah.
interviews. But appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys for having me.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas. Or
Merry
I don't know.
Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Nice to finally meet you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you in a little bit.
Take care.
And we're back. And now we have Gabe Tom with us, Liko Dowling, two of our video guys. And we're going to take a quick drink to celebrate the new year.
Some apple juice.
Apple juice, yep.
Drink the
Apple
apple
juice.
juice from Yamamoto.
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 Ooh.
Oh, yeah, this is good. I remember it being good from last time.
Yeah.
Apple notes.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Am I just tasting that? Or did he just say that?
It is good, right?
It's
It is
apple?
good.
No, I
Yeah.
said
Juice?
looks like
Okay.
apple juice, right? Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Liko is our head. I'm going to call him our head videographer in the sense that he is responsible for carrying all the equipment from this house to the Four Seasons to shoot. So he's responsible for making sure that everything is in line, everybody shows up on time. He runs the video crew. Gabe is a videographer, but he also is a professional videographer outside of High Sessions, and he also runs marathons. So we'll talk about that a little bit. What do you do on your spare time? Do you run marathons?
You play
I do
softball?
Not, I do not. I just play softball. I try
Oh,
to
that's
run.
right. You play softball every week. That's
I
crazy.
try to run as least as possible so I hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah,
get
yeah.
out or
That's a good tip.
yeah.
Good to know.
pop fly or over the fence.
Yeah.
One or the other.
When you hit a pop fly, you just wait then.
Yeah. Halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with Liko. Liko, how has it been your first year kind of running the video crew and helping with the scheduling and all that stuff with High Sessions? Is it an easy job or a hard job?
This is only your first year?
No.
It might.
It's his
I
first.
don't know,
It's his first year, like
second year,
completely
year
in the
and a
lead.
half.
Okay, year and a half. Sure.
That's whatever
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
It's a lot more goes into it than you think. I think.
Yes.
There's a lot of the scheduling when you're scheduling for 3 different parties to meet on one date.
Who are the 3
Can't-
different parties?
We have our crew.
Yep.
The artists, and then the hotel.
Yep.
So everything has to align to make that happen. And when certain people can't make certain days, or yeah,
And then we have a
John
lot.
knows.
Yeah. And then you have a lot of like, oh, sorry, my guitar player got sick and we're not coming. You know, a couple of days beforehand. and
which
stuff like that.
happens. Like no
Yeah.
fault to them. I mean,
I can
our
imagine
crew
even
gets
during
sick,
COVID, it was a juggle, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It happened a few times, but we pivot and find a new artist last minute, and there's usually somebody that wants to stand in.
Yeah. So that's why I always tell the artists, you know, just be patient because we have our schedule, but then there's always fall through and this and that and whatnot. Yeah. So
So before Liko, you
Yeah.
were doing all that?
I was doing all that. Yeah.
So you're happy then now?
Oh, I'm happy as a clam, man.
John has time to do this.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And fly to Korea every
there wouldn't be a
every
podcast.
1
That's
month.
right. If I was still doing all the booking and stuff.
I seriously doubt there would have been a podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, because it took a lot of time.
And you would call me and go, Kyle, you can help carry this JBL to I'd be like, no, I see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The carpet.
Well,
yeah.
the hard thing I was starting to have was because I'm in the business too. Like I'd bump into people often who either want to come on the show or we're on the show or not, or whatever, and then I'd get comments, right, or
Mhm.
requests or whatever, and so I'm like, well, if I'm not in charge, then I can kind of back up a little bit. Like Liko sees less musicians on a regular basis than I do. So, yeah, so that's likely he's going to be getting those kind of requests and stuff.
I see.
Yeah, now we just put his face to this whole
Sorry.
thing.
We try to get everybody on the show, but it packs up pretty quick.
I have a question for you two guys. Was there ever an artist or a time where you were literally like, oh, I can't believe I'm in the same room as these performers? Or blown away by a performance like, wow, that was something special we captured.
I'll let you go first, Gabe.
I think the one that we saw that was probably one of the most amazing was Mike Love. Because the guy is like a one-man band, so when he has a drum beat, it's usually him hitting the guitar and then putting it on a looper. He'll then put on an effects pedal, go to bass, he'll do a guitar loop, and then he'll layer his vocals one after another as he goes higher up in a key. And it's just amazing to see that live because you hear his albums and they give a taste of it, but then when you actually see it in person, it's just a lot more special to see how he does it. Especially when he did Permanent Holiday, it was like you had little syllables and it's like, what is this?
So you were there that day when they recorded it?
I didn't see the original, but I saw a redo that we did back during COVID, and that was just super amazing to watch, was him building it with the syllables and seeing how eventually he strung it together into actual words.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
And Gabe has been an integral part of our live streams, which we're hoping to do more of next year. But you work on a couple of TV shows, right? Or you were working on a couple of TV shows. They're not on the air anymore, but kind of give yourself a plug here. What are some of your credits?
So I started off doing full-time on Magnum PI Season 4. Then I jumped to Doogie Kamealoha Season 2, and then I went back to Magnum PI for Season 5, which ended up sadly being our last season. Our premiere and our final air date will be January 3rd, 9/8 Central. That'll be a 2-hour special with episodes 519 and 520 back to back.
What is your job description there?
So officially I'm a set production assistant. So what that means is that I can be a utility and handle a lot of things that happen on set. But then primarily what I've done when I've been on set is handle the cast. So it's working with them to make sure that they have their hair and makeup done on set. If we have to do a changeover, like maybe post-injury, timing that out so that way when the cameras are ready to roll, we're also ready to send them in. But then I've also done one show, which was Aloha Heart on Hallmark, where I was sort of an assistant director, which is a lot more like scheduling, building a call sheet front and back with crew, cast, call times, hair and makeup call times, and basically everything that you don't see on camera but makes the production run smoothly and in budget is what an assistant director does.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Can be.
Yeah, that sounds like a logistical
nightmare.
I wasn't going to say nightmare. I was going to say puzzle or something like that. But yeah, man.
What's harder, working with actors or musicians?
Good
actors, because musicians usually come as they are ready. Actors, they can come in and we may need to do a haircut. We may have to do costume fittings. During COVID, it was COVID testing them, then getting them to costume fitting, and then working on a set day. And then sometimes they have dietary needs that you don't maybe have to do with Hisessions because they come fed, or we've got 4 Seasons, thankfully, to help us with catering. So there's just a lot more layers. And then when you're acting, there's also maybe the mindset that you need to approach different scenes with, because most of the time we can do, humor. It can be jovial between takes, but then sometimes when it's like a sad scene, they just need to be in that zone for 2 hours straight, and you have to know how to approach them and work with them.
Wow.
Coolest celebrity that you got to meet?
I worked with Chris Evans on a movie called Red One, which will be out on Amazon Prime this Christmas. It starred Dwayne
Chris
"The Rock"
Evans.
Johnson, J.K. Simmons, Chris Evans. So
Wow,
it'll be a
that is
fun
a
little
star
Christmas.
Damn.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of that. We were the stand-in for Aruba here in Hawaii, and that was a fun little project to do.
And everyone was really cool?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's a whole side to big budget movies of just making sure that logistically we can handle that kind of production, because they've also got their support staff that we have to cater to as well. But all in all, like, the Hawaii crews are just such a tight-knit family that it's great to work with them.
So is there a specific company that you work for or you have that you own that they call you?
No, so what we usually end up doing is being referral by word of mouth. So you kind of just work hard on set, you let your reputation speak for itself, and then if someone needs someone to fill a gap, then you can get called in because they know that you can handle that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And was that something you always wanted to do, or it's just you kind of fell into it, or?
I fell into it during COVID, and originally I thought maybe I'll go a camera route, camera assistant to camera operator to director of photography. But then the assistant director track is just such a unique route where you get to really learn all the departments of set and work with all the departments, so that at the end of the day, you've got a plan that everyone can come together and execute within a 12 to 13 hour period.
Yeah, it was so that Kame Aloha show was filmed at the UH School of Medicine.
Yeah.
And then one day, I can't remember what I was there for. I think I had to do a gig or something.
Yeah, you were there for a charity dinner, I think, or a fundraising dinner out on the front lawn.
Yeah, and then
Is
I
that
see
with Joe stuff?
No, that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
And then I see all these people with scrubs come out, and then I see Gabe. I'm like, "You a doctor?" He's like, no, I'm on the show now. I'm like, "Oh," I was
He
like,
had
"Man,
scrubs on too.
did you have
Yeah,
scrubs
I had
on?"
scrubs on when you saw me.
Yeah, so I was like, "Whoa,
Wait, they made
man."
you wear scrubs too?
Do you
So
fill
I was a
in
background actor on
Oh,
that,
okay,
so-
okay.
Do you just for that day, or that's
So,
what you're doing? On
I started
Kamea
off
Aloha?
on season 1 of Duge Kame Aloha as a background actor. I joined the Screen Actors Guild, which a lot of people know right now because of the strike that Hollywood was recently on.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned to being in the AD department after I got called by an AD saying, "Hey, do you want to try out this thing? You can just, what we call day playing, which is a part-timer." And then it transitioned to being a full-time in Magnum season 4.
Yeah.
Did you make any of the episodes?
I did. So in season 1,
Nice.
if you look closely, there's a guy with glasses like right now who is me. And actually, Jake was the one who did the theme song for Doogie.
That's right. That's right.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah. So Gabe, yeah, he's been all over the place. Congratulations on all your
Thank you.
success. And of course, if I were doing a big budget movie, I'd have you run my assistant directing or whatever you do. Liko, where can people? I know people can find us on Instagram.
Wait, he didn't mention his most memorable.
Oh, he took my glove.
Oh yeah, Mike.
Was that it?
No, but Liko wasn't there for Mike Live. He
I
wasn't-
miss. I was already listening to Mike Love before he was on High
Ah.
Sessions, so there's that.
He had the inside track.
Yeah. Gosh, who's yours?
Mike Love.
If you couldn't choose Mike Love.
Nathan Avial.
Oh, sorry. That was me.
Yeah, it was probably Nathan Avial.
Nathan.
In
Nathan
the beginning,
Avial.
The beginning.
Oh yeah.
I liked Johnny Helm's set on during the
Oh,
Maui.
the Bowie thing. Yeah, he was
His little
great.
impromptu
He was great. Yeah.
singing.
Oh, Genghis.
Genghis the
Genghis
cat.
the
That
cat.
was cool.
Yeah, that was special.
Yeah,
we have a shirt coming out.
Genghis
that-
the cat.
Actually,
Yeah.
we're gonna make you a shirt. John asked if you
Yes,
want an extra
yes.
large.
I might
By
need
next month we'll have it
two.
up
Yeah.
and running.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, but where can we find you? Because we're gonna head out
Where
soon.
can-
But
where can
Instagram is the
they
best way to
find
reach
me?
out to you. Yeah, just go to the High Sessions Instagram.
via Instagram.
Yeah,
Yes, High Sessions Instagram or email.
highsessions@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Yep, you can reach us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just want to thank everybody for a great year again. Just some of the people who are on staff. There's many more, but until next year. Mahalo nui loa. I screwed that up. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much. We'll see you all in 2024. And thank you, Kyle, for being so good on this podcast.
Thank you,
Thanks.
John.
You and Devin.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you to
whiskey.
Devin as well.
Thank you.
Okay, see you all
Happy
later.
holidays,
See
you guys. Take care.